Yo, we're back again. 12 man's back. The Arsenal roundabout in the house. Big up to everybody that is here. We've got some of the old crew back and some of the new crew in the house as well. We've got a great panel tonight. Make sure you do me a favor, people. Make sure you hit like and subscribe and you are following every single one of these guys. We've got Christian back in the house. Make sure you're following Christian Ty on all social media platforms. We've got D back in the gaff. Make sure you're following FamZone TV. Lee Gunner back in the house. Lee Reacts and Lee Gunner. Make sure you're following Positive Dan on Goodness Therapy. And we've got Northside LDN, Northside back in the house. I'm going to start with North, man, because it's been way too long, bruv. What are you telling me? You good?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Big up to you, man. Big up to the panel.
Nah, come on, man. It's a pleasure to have you back on, man. And when I reached out, I was like, you know, when you kind of reach out to someone, you're like, please be available. Do you know what I mean? 'Cause it's been so long. It's been so long since I spoke to North. So big up to you, bro, and big up to the panel. Make sure you do me a favor. Once you've hit like and subscribe, make sure you're following the sponsors, Match Bingo, who are in the live chat, and you've got OK jerseys here as well. We've got a lot to talk about. The North London derby is around the corner. International is done, man. I don't want to talk about England no more. I'm sick and tired of it. It's boring. I'm not bothered. Harry Kane scored again. Shock horror. And we move. Literally, Arsenal Spurs is the one that everyone looks forward to. And Arsenal got a few injuries, man, which is something that we were speaking about last season. And now we're speaking about it again. And I wanted to get some people's thoughts and opinions on these injuries and what that might do to our lineup this weekend. So I thought that would be the good first topic. And then we might go into some other bits and pieces. So, Christian, big up to you for being back, mate. I know you're busy. Great to have you. These injuries are becoming a little bit frustrating again, bro. We've got Gabriel out. There's Gyökeres as a doubt. There's obviously Jesus back in training now, apparently, but he's probably not going to be fit. Havertz is laying off a little bit more. Martinelli, Erdegaard, Madueke. The list kind of goes on, bro. But I suppose the big question mark at the moment is how big of a miss is Gabriel? And what would you do at the weekend for the back lineup, mate? Like, as in the back four to try and replace him? Oh, you're on mute.
A good start, isn't it? Yeah, Gabriel's going to be a huge miss, man. I was under the illusion that after the international break, we were going to be in a good place with injuries. You know, it was said that Madueke was going to be back. Jesus obviously is training. Havertz apparently was supposed to be close. Gyökeres was going to be fine for the North London derby. Martinelli was going to be back. Odegaard. Now I'm hearing, start of December, mid-December, a few of them might be back. Seeing yesterday Kai Havertz end of the year. I'm seeing that I don't think Madueke has even trained yet. I don't think Jesus is anywhere near ready. I know he's training, but to come back from an ACL, it takes probably at least a month of being on grass and contact training to get back into it. And then to add on top of that, Gabriel's now injured. So from me going, and I think all of us Arsenal fans going, all right, we're going to be in a good place with injuries after the international break, to none of the players are back. Gyökeres isn't going to be ready for North London derby, and Gabriel is now out. It's like, how did we go from that to that? It's actually crazy. But yeah, in terms of Gabriel, it's going to be a massive loss. I thought about it quite a bit. I think originally my first thought was I would put Calafiori left centre back. I'd keep Timber and Saliba, play Calafiori left centre back. That's where he played for Bologna. That's where he plays for Italy. And I play Miles Lewis-Skelly at left back. And I thought about it more, and I was like, I don't know if that's what I'd do. I think I'd keep Calafiori at left back. I think I'd bring in Mosquera and play him next to Saliba. I don't know who would go on the left out of those two. Probably have to move Saliba over and play Timber, obviously, at right back. I just feel like Mosquera's come in and been quality this season, hasn't let us down. Literally made one mistake where he spooned it out for a corner against Newcastle and was like, unlucky that they scored from it. Apart from that, he's played at Anfield. He's been in big atmospheres and big games already in an Arsenal shirt. I think Hincapié, don't get me wrong, if Hincapié comes in, I'm not going to be mad. The guy is obviously a top quality player. But I think to throw him in his first Premier League start in the North London derby might be a bit too far. I could be completely wrong. The guy looks like he's, I think they call him the Ecuadorian butcher or whatever it is. He looks like he's made of strong stuff, So if he wants to, if that's what Arteta thinks is the right answer for the game, then cool. But personally, I think I'll go Mosquera and Saliba with Calafiori staying at left back.
It's an interesting one, man, because I'm not going to lie, when Saliba got injured, it was Rob Holding and we were all absolutely shitting ourselves. At least there's actually a little bit of stacked defence and strength in depth now. He's obviously got the chance of putting Lewis-Skelly in at left back and Calafiori playing, but Calafiori is also a doubt, D. We're not sure 100% how he is. Mosquera can come in like he has done in a few games, and we've got Nkapie. I just think Nkapie and Calafiori together might be a little bit too roaming. So I wonder if we'll go for Mosquera, who's at least more of a static defender. And if Calafiori's fit, play at left back. But what would you do, D?
Before I get into it, I want to big up Scotland and as it Curacao for qualifying for the
Kieran
World Cup.
Tierney, man.
You know what I'm
Kieran
saying?
Tierney,
Like,
big up to
it was a
Tierney.
like we always cuss the internationals all the time. You know what I'm saying? And it's boring for us, but all around the world, it's not always boring for them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so you
no
can't really
fact.
tell the Scottish how like the international break was you know what I mean? How boring it was. So big them up because obviously this is what dreams are made of, isn't it? Like in terms of the injuries for us, I ain't really looking at it like it makes any difference. I'm just still seeing it as even with the injuries, I still should be beating Tottenham. Like that's the whole point of having this buffer. This is what the 4-point buffer was for, isn't it? So this 4-point buffer that we've got over Man City and stuff like that, I mean, it gives us a chance to. I'm seeing the other way. I'm seeing it as if we can get through this period winning games, then everyone is going to be understand that. Listen, this team is serious. I'm looking at it like the other way around of like, oh yeah, we've lost our players and now we're going to struggle. I'm looking at it as like we make sure we get through these games with the lost players, and then we get those players back, and then all of a sudden we're in an even stronger position. That's how I'm seeing it. That's the whole point of having this squad. People always like to say, "Oh, you got the best squad in the league," like rival fans and stuff, and banter us. So let's prove ourselves right, innit? That's what having the best squad and one of the best squads in the world is for. To prove it that you've got one of the best squads. So to me, it's just an opportunity to prove that we have got a deep squad. I don't see it as anything else apart from a chance to. This is what we signed these players for, man. We didn't sign Nkapie and Mosquera and all these guys to when they do fill in, not be able to compete at the right level. This is what we wanted. So this is an opportunity for them to prove their worth, man, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I agree with you personally, and I must say that we have got a good squad. We have got a strong squad. Let's prove it. And I think that everyone gets injuries. It is frustrating. You obviously want everyone fit, but you've got. We had injuries last season. I knew we'd have injuries this season, and players that got grade threes either haven't looked right or they've got injured again. So, if I'm honest, it's not a massive shock to me. Before I bring North and Lee in, Dan, what are you saying about this? Because we've got a lot of injuries. Why are we getting these injuries? Like, who do you put it down to? Do you put it down to individuals? Do you put it down to bad luck? Do you put it down to both? Like, why are we getting all these players injured? Because I think that's 10 players now also got injured already this season or something mad like that.
I don't think we're the only ones getting injuries. I think there's a lot of injuries. The schedules now are obviously more than ever with the extra Champions League games, the internationals, the Nations Leagues, all of these tournaments now that there are. There's a lot more games in football. And if you look, I think Tottenham, who had a lot of injuries last year as well, I think they've got 13 players out. I think we've got, I don't know how many we've got out. Did you say 10?
I think it's been something like that.
Yeah, but at the moment now, I'm not sure how many we've got out. But look, I think it's a variety of factors. And listen, people know that I'm Arteta, one of Arteta's biggest fans, but you do have to look at Arteta as well. You have to look at the coaching, you have to look at the physios, you have to look at it as a whole. But a lot of people say that we've had these injury records forever. We haven't. The last season and this year, it seems like it's going to be again. But in the previous seasons to that, when we were going for the titles, all right, we lost William Saliba, but can you remember anyone else who was out for a long time?
Tomiyasu, wasn't it? And Partey.
Tomiyasu and Partey. So there wasn't like loads of injuries. And then the year later, when we got to 89 points, there wasn't loads of injuries either that season. So for me, it's only really been last season, but now it seems to be a pattern and it's happened again this season, which I think is a variety of factors. But specifically the Gabriel situation, I don't think Mikel Arteta can be blamed for that. I've heard people saying, oh, but he brung him on against Port Vale for 15 minutes about 7 weeks ago. I very much doubt that's contributed to him getting injured while playing for Brazil in a friendly. But like D said, it's a massive opportunity now for the players. This is what this squad was built for. And like you alluded to, Dan, back then when we had Rob Holding, God knows what he was doing in the squad, because where's he gone since and who's he played for? He went to Palace and then I think he went to the Championship and he can't get a game. And that's who we were relying on. Where now we've got international players. Calafiori, international player, £45 million. Nkapie, an invincible with Leverkusen. and Mosquera, who's played about 90 games for Valencia, and he's come in and done well, although he is young. I think Mikel Arteta will go with Mosquera. I would personally go with Calafiori and Skelly. I think, look, Skelly could go either way because he is a bit of a hothead. He does make rash decisions sometimes, but he knows what the North London derby is all about. So I think he's very unlucky not to be playing. It's only because Calafiori is playing so well. So I would see it as, look, we might lose Gabriel, and he is probably our most important. Well, he is our most important defender, possibly player. But look, we might gain other attributes because Skelly might play. We'll gain stuff that Skelly can bring to the team. So yeah, I mean, we've got a massive squad, and let's utilize it now. And it's down to Mikel to do it properly and get it right.
Yeah, man, 100%. We have to get it right because it's Tottenham, man. I don't accept losing to them. I don't accept.
Well, they have a lot of injuries as well, innit, Dan? So the one that worries me the most, just before I'll just say this before I let Lee and North go in, is actually the Gyökeres one. Only because we don't have Havertz or Jesus. For me, Mikel Merino, when we get into a game with Mikel Merino, I'm never confident. For me, I know he scores some goals up front, but our whole style of play has to change. And
he's a better finisher than Havertz, though. I lie.
But would you rather start Merino up front than Havertz, though?
Yeah, I would. I can't lie. I actually would.
Seriously, Dan?
Yeah, I would. I think he's a better finisher than Kai Havertz.
Nah. Whether he's a better finisher or not, though, man, he does not know how to play striker properly, man. It's like he's not even there.
We're definitely a better team with Havertz up front.
Yeah,
I see what you're
100%.
saying. There is an argument that he's a better finisher. I don't think I'd argue against that. But how we play is much better with Havertz.
100%.
Than Merino.
I don't think that Merino does everything that Kai Havertz does off the ball to the same level, but in front of goal, I want the better finisher, and I think Merino is. I can't lie. I think Trossard in the 9 as well. We haven't seen that for a long time. Last time we saw it, I think he got player of the month, and we never saw him play there again. So if I'm honest, I don't mind him playing there. But yeah, look, it is a problem. Dan's right about Gyökeres. Obviously, he's going to be a doubt. I don't know how long, and no one actually knows what's wrong with him either. Like he come off against Burnley, and no one's seen him since, but it's mad for me. But let me bring North in and then Lee in. North, does it surprise you we've got these injuries again? Like, it seems like a repeat of last season with similar players. Gabriel, injured again. Havertz hasn't really kicked a ball for us yet. Jesus still nowhere to be seen as of yet. What are you telling me, bruv?
Before I quickly got into the injuries, I just want to say, when everyone's saying he doesn't suit the way that we play football. First of all, we're not that great in open play. We're hella inconsistent, and we've been inconsistent this season. Also, everybody was asking for Gyökeres to come into this team. Does he suit the way that we play? Everybody wanted a goal scorer. So let's just be honest about it. The guy that you're defending, Havertz, is holding bench for the guy that doesn't suit our system, but is expected to go on and score 20 goals a season. So let's not do the revisionism that, all of a sudden Kai Havertz is better for this team because nobody wants him to start and everybody wanted an out-and-out goal scorer. And as a goal scorer, Merino is better. Let's just be honest. Yeah. Moving on from that, the injury to Gabriel is his fault. Did Gabriel need to play against Athletic Bilbao? Did he need to play against Olympiacos? Didn't need to play those games. Didn't need to start against Slavia Prague, but yet he did. And even the games that he didn't start, why is he coming off the bench for Brighton and Port Vale? He doesn't need to come off the bench against Brighton and Port Vale. You can be resting him, but instead you're playing him every game, if not allowing him to rest. That's on you. Everybody said Mosquera had a good start to the season, and he has had a good start to the season. Then use him then. Everybody's gassing up Henkapi, then use him then. I've still not made my mind up on those two players because I give players a certain amount of time before I out and out say I don't like the player or I don't rate the player. But at the same time, that comes down to the way that you're utilizing the player. You don't need to run him down into the ground. And that's not including all the other seasons that he has to start every single game as well. So this is an accumulation. The same way with Saka, the same way with Odegaard. When it comes down to the injuries, Odegaard got 2 shoulder injuries. Is that a coincidence? No, it's called fatigue. Odegaard plays every single game. Okay, cool. Last season, he rotated a little bit with Ethan, but Ethan most of the time was holding bench even when he was effective in games. So let's not go on like Odegaard got rotated that much because he didn't. Every time he's available, gets straight into the team. We saw it for the fact that he's moving Eze on the left to accommodate Odegaard. So this is called fatigue. You've been playing these players into the ground. There's no coincidence that they're going to get injured, bro.
You just say Odegaard got 3 shoulder injuries from fatigue?
No, 2 shoulder injuries.
From
He got two
fatigue.
shoulder
He
injuries.
injured his
He
shoulder.
literally fell on his shoulder. I was right there.
Julian
The
Timber
Emirates right in
kicked him
front
up
of
in
me.
the air. He fell on his shoulder. That's nothing to do with fatigue.
It's got nothing to do with fatigue. So why does he keep getting re-injured then?
Shoulder injuries cannot. How can a shoulder injury be from fatigue?
Oh, there's
Maybe a
multiple
knee
reasons.
injury or an ankle injury. I'd
There's
understand. Not
multiple,
shoulders.
there's multiple reasons, yeah, for injuries. There's multiple reasons for injuries with this manager. And let me explain. Gabriel is fatigue. Saka is fatigue. Getting selected every game. Odegaard, you don't let the shoulder heal properly. No coincidence, you get another injury. Timber, keeping him on when he was injured. That's another poor management in terms of player management when they're injured. Keeping him on when he's hopping on the leg. Declan Rice had an injury. Ben White had an injury and you played him. Then he got re-injured. So clearly he wasn't 100% fit. There's an accumulation and different aspects to how this manager handles players that are either injured, bringing them back too early, or playing them into the ground, bro. So it all goes back down to this manager. The reason Gabriel went in that state to Brazil is because this manager, the manager that has him for 95% of the season, is the one that runs him into the ground, bro. There's a reason why he went to the Brazil squad in that condition. And I used to see Wenger, Fergie, protect their players and make up excuses as to why they can't represent their nation. Why aren't we doing that? Because the priority
I think it was a bit different. He was the poster boy of that game. It was played at the Emirates. There was no way he wasn't going to play in that game. Gabriel was he's just starting for Brazil now. He's always been a bench player for them. He's going to the World Cup. They're playing in the Emirates.
That's fine. So exactly, that is another point I was going to get onto if you let me land my point. This fan base complain when certain players don't get into international squads. Well, you're going to get into international squads and your manager's running them into the ground. This is a possibility. It's called football. There's a possibility. What I didn't like is this whole outrage to how the national team are managing the player, but there's none of this outrage to how Mikel as a whole, as a fan base, is utilizing these players. So if we're going to hold the national team responsible, that's fine. Let's hold this manager also responsible because he's in your care most of the time, and you should know the condition of the player and you should protect the player. But you didn't because you do it to Saka. He does it to Saka. Saka plays in all the games. Saka's playing games that you don't need to play. Yeah, Slavia Prague and teams like that. Then you allow him to go represent England as well, and he's been burnt out. I'm not criticizing the quality of the play. I'm criticizing the manager and the way that you allow players to burn themselves out when you have options there. There are options there on the bench, and that is what my frustration is with this manager, is the way that you rotate your squad. Slavia Prague, Olympiacos, and Bilbao, you don't need to start this quality of player. You don't have to. You're choosing to. And that is my problem, bro. Yeah, I mean, so at the end of the day, cool. Let's hold the national team to account. Let's also hold this manager to account as well. Because you've got a team. We all said, well, a lot of the fan base said that the bench is fixed. And that's fine. I'm not even debating that. If you believe the bench is fixed, that's fine. Utilize that bench then. Don't give us excuses, because everybody was complaining that when it gets to Christmas time, we've got the Everton game, then we've got the Palace game. But hook or back, this manager's going to be forced to utilize this team. Yeah. And when people are saying, oh, would you put Henkape or would you put Mascara into a game like Spurs? Well, why don't you give them some more minutes so they got a bit of momentum? So in the Christmas period, if we do need to rotate the Everton game and the Crystal Palace game, some of these players do have some experience and they do have some game and minutes under their belt when we go into those games.
I've agreed before that Arteta has overplayed players at certain points. I think Saka, like you said, has definitely played games that he hasn't needed to. Certain games where he could have rotated and rested certain players. But I'm not sure any of the injuries this season are Arteta's fault. Yeah, Havertz came on as a sub against Manchester United and got injured and came back off after he got injured, right? Gyökeres played, I think he rested. He didn't play midweek. I can't remember who it was against. And he played half against Burnley and got injured. Madueke played half against Manchester City, where he was playing, he was in and out because Saka was injured. Then he got injured. Martinelli, I don't even remember when Martinelli got injured, but he wasn't being run into the ground at all. He was coming on as a sub, as an impact player. Gabriel didn't even get injured playing for Arsenal. So people were losing their heads about Arteta. It wasn't even at Arsenal. Yeah, I can't deny the guy. He wants to play for his country, especially at the Emirates. What injury this season has realistically been Arteta's fault? I think the points you're making, I understand. If you're talking about last season, cool, we ran players into the ground at some points because we didn't have the depth. You know, we didn't have a Madueke to play right wing, so Saka had to play certain games. We had injuries in certain positions, so certain players had to play every single game. He didn't want to rotate out Saliba because who was going to come in? We didn't have Mosquera last season. At times, Ben White was out, so Timber had to play every game, so he was redlined. Now we have more depth.
That's not true because he could have played Clippier. That's not true. And you could have played Ethan because he played Ethan on the right wing. He had options. He chooses not to use them.
Let's not do that.
Whether you like the quality of the players is an argument, but he had players there that he could rotate. Having players and not playing them are two different things, bro. That's not true. You're being disingenuous with saying that.
I'm not at all, because I've agreed with it before. Whose injury this season has been Arteta's fault?
Bukayo Saka.
Saka's fit now.
Yeah, he's fit now. You said which injury this season?
All right, right now.
Didn't start today. Well, now you're changing the question.
Okay, apart from Saka, because I mentioned Saka myself.
Well, the fact that Gabriel's injured, I'm just looking at Gabriel. He's averaging just shy of 80 minutes in the 17 games that we've played this season in all comps.
But then you're talking about
if you take
players.
Okay,
North said he didn't
hold on,
play against
Christian. Hold on.
To play against
everyone here
right?
speak.
Two Champions League games.
When we're 5-0 up against Leeds, when we're 5-0 up against Leeds, why did he play 90 minutes?
It's the second game of the season. What do you think he needs a rest? He needs.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does because he only played 1.5 pre-season games.
No, he needs.
Well, he did because I watched them all. Yeah, not only that. When we're 3-0 up against Nottingham Forest, why did he play 90 minutes? Yeah, when we're 2-0 up at home, when we're 2-0
No. But this way you're wrong, Lee.
Okay, so
he's not. When we're winning 5-0 against Leeds, Gabriel isn't sprinting up and down the pitch, is he? We've got the ball in there attacking first.
That's
the point. Even touching it or moving.
Well, the point is he's still on the pitch and he played 90 minutes when we've got other players on the bench that can come on, get a bit more fitness, get a bit more up to speed. So if we do need them and do want to rotate against Slavia Prague, which by the
damn thing, teams rarely ever rotate their centre backs like that. Especially when Gabriel needed minutes coming back from an injury.
Okay, hold on. All this needed minutes. No, you don't rush a player back from injury, right? When I sat on this very same panel show last season, and everyone was sitting there and ridiculing me and laughing at me, because I said, watch next season with Bukayo Saka. Yeah, and you're all going laughing off and ha, he scored against Madrid, he scored against Fulham in his first game back. I said, you watch that guy next season. Yeah, you watch him this season. What's he done this season? When was the last time that guy got an assist in the Premier League? You think he's been good? The last time, I'll tell you exactly when the last time he got an assist in the Premier League was. In 11 days' time, it'd be exactly 1 year.
It's all about GA, is it?
Well, according to this fan base, yeah, because they go off of stats, right? So not only that, he's only scored 4 Premier League goals in his last 22 Premier League games. You think that's good? Yeah, yes, we haven't needed him right now.
All about numbers.
Yeah? No, I totally agree. However, it's not just about the numbers. Look at the state of his performances in general. Yeah, most of these games this season, I don't even know he's on the pitch. Yeah, the game the other day, against Sunderland, apart from the goal, can somebody tell me what he did? Yeah, and then we gas him up when he plays for England, right? We gas him up when he plays for England. We gas up Eze when he plays for England. Can somebody tell me Eze's been good this season? Let's not do this. Yeah, he hasn't been good. He's been mad underwhelming so far, and I rate Eze as well, right? Then you look at Gabriel. He is averaging just shy of 80 minutes in all of the games. Every game, all 17 games we played this season, he is averaging 79.7 minutes, right? Well, when we're 5-0 up and he's not exerting himself, well, he is. He's still doing the sprints when we're getting corners. He's still jockeying. He's still muscling. They're still on breakaways. He's still got a jockey and hustle, twisting his body around. Yeah, that all accumulates. Not only that, I think he played nearly all the season last season, right? And it accumulates.
If this manager's doing so much wrong, then if he's doing so much wrong and Saka's not playing well and Eze's not playing well and Gabriel's playing too, why are we top of the league? He's obviously doing something, right? Why don't we talk about that?
Okay, but we're changing the subject. We're talking about injuries right now. We can get to that in a second.
We were talking about injuries.
Well, you asked me questions about injuries. I'm talking about injuries. I've let everyone here speak. Yeah, every time as soon as I open my mouth, you jump on top of me. What are we doing? Well, you did. As soon as I spoke, within 2 seconds, you jumped on top of me.
Every time.
It is every time, isn't it?
No, none of us interrupted, None of
Every
us.
time. Bro, like we didn't interrupt every time other people talk. Is that not what we're doing here? It's not a panel show where we can give our opinions.
No, but
listen, you interrupt with anyone of us.
We let you land your point. Is the point. When you spoke, we let you land your full point. Every point you wanted to say. When we say something, you go into every little point.
Bro, it's a panel show, man. We're not supposed to have our opinions.
Yeah, but then when we want to have our opinions, then we get spoken over. I sat for 20 minutes listening to all of you talk. Right? Bukayo Saka is a shadow of the player he was last season. That is on this manager because he had options to bring Ethan off the bench. He had options to start Ethan. Yeah, he didn't trust Ethan. Do you know why? Because going back defensively, he ain't as good as Saka. He won't run his bollocks off to get back. Going forward, he'll give the ball away more than Saka. He don't protect the ball. This is why when we played Sunderland the other day, Saka should not have been on that pitch when that second goal went in. He was absolutely shot to pieces. But he didn't trust Dowman and he didn't trust Ethan to come on. Why? Because he knows Saka would give more going back that way. And when you talk about the defence being great and we're top of the league, yeah, fantastic. I don't think any of us would have predicted us top of the league after 11 Premier League games. Yeah, with the start of the season we had, with Old Trafford, with Newcastle, so on and so forth. Yeah, the fact we're top is great. Well done. It's the 19th of November and we're sitting here as a fan base and all I've seen is, oh, Gabby's out. What are we going to do? Well, what happens to this great squad? You've gassed up Hincapia. You've gassed up Mosquera that barely none of you have ever watched, and I have, by the way. Yeah, wait till he plays left centre back. Yeah, because if he's playing with Calafiori or Miles Lewis-Skelly next to him, yeah, good luck, because that guy is mad rash, bro. Yeah, when you're playing him next to Gabby and Timber next to him, you can compensate that because let's be real, Saliba's not been amazing this season. Gabby and Timber have. Yeah, so you can put Christian in centre back. Yeah, next to them two. That now the other side, when Gabby's out, and I predicted this injury, by the way, me and Matty predicted this, and Ola, we've been predicting this for the last 3 weeks. We said, guarantee by the end of the month, that guy's injured. Oh, lo and behold, here we are. We have predicted every single injury as they happen in order for the last 18 months. I'm not a genius, but how can I predict every single injury? And I'll tell you something now, Calafiori will be injured within the next 5 games, 100%. The next 2 to go down as well will be Declan Rice and Timber. This manager openly admitted that Ben White needed knee surgery, yeah, and played him from August last year to December. Why? Because he was waiting for Timber to come back. Fair enough, cool, whatever. But now, Ben White is a shadow of the player he was when he was one of the best right-backs in the league, along with Kieran Trippier the season before. Right now, the guy looks out of his depth every time he's on the pitch. Now, not only that, yeah, you look at some of the other players in the team. Yeah, are we actually genuinely sitting there going, right, cool, Timber's done an interview, which, by the way, none of these top gooners shared. I shared it, and I got Yasser, bless up Yasser, and some of my chat that are Dutch. You had to translate from Dutch to English. Yeah, when Timber openly admitted he could barely walk in training after the first leg against PSG. And Arteta even said to him, be careful, I need you in the midweek. Yeah, be careful, don't overexert yourself. Then he played him, and we're all watching that PSG second leg guy, and he's getting roasted by Cavra. Yeah. And he openly admitted on a podcast he was not fit to play the game. And if you recall, in that first leg, he went down and he was holding his hamstring. Then the medical staff came on. They were looking at his ankle. Yeah. He walks off. He pulls his shirt up to wipe his face. Arteta didn't even ask him if he's okay. Yeah. He was just giving him instructions. And it's like, bro, that's one player. Then you've got Ben White. He's openly sat in a press conference and said he needed knee surgery. For 4 months, he played him, 16 games. He played that guy. Now Ben White is fucked, right? Then you got Gabby now. Fair enough. It happened on the international break. However, you can blame Ancelotti all you like for that. He's always going to want to play for his country. And as positive Dan said, yeah, he's the poster boy. It was at the Emirates. Yeah, cool. I hear that. But when you know that game's already pre-planned, months down the way, yeah, and you're playing them against Slavia, I mean, come on. All of us 6 and 5 more out the chat could blame Slavia Prague and beat them. What we're doing here? All right, let's be real with it. You're 5-0 up against Leeds, take him off. Port Vale were winning. Why is he coming on? Brighton were winning. Why is he coming on? We had 4 games in a row where we didn't concede a shot. You're telling me we couldn't drop him out the team after 60 minutes in some of them games. I'm not saying drop him because he has been our best centre-half, probably since before the Qatar World Cup. Yeah, and he's a brilliant player. Yeah, but at the same time, if this defence is so great, then I don't get why he can't come off when we're 5-0 up. Yeah, they're all on clean sheet bonuses and all of that, and 90-minute bonuses and assist bonuses and all that garbage. Yeah, the fact is, if you look at the rap sheet of this manager, Jesus has had 4 knee surgeries at this football club. Why? Yeah, why did Trossard get dropped for Jesus when we were 8 points clear or 6 points clear or whatever it was? Yeah, when Trossard was Player of the Month that month, we drop him and capitulate. Why? Because he weren't fit for purpose. We've had Martin Odegaard play against Chelsea, yeah, set up Martinelli back stick last season in the 1-1 where Neto equalised, goes on international break, and Solback and their manager said, we're sending him back, mate. He ain't fit for purpose. Yeah, and Odegaard even came out on the Norwegian FA website, which again, no top gooner shared this stuff, only I do. Yeah, and openly said the only reason he played in that game against Chelsea is because he wanted to play for Norway in that qualifying game. So that's on the player. that is on the club. Yeah. And the only ones out of all of that, were the Norwegian team of staff that said, no, we ain't risking your health here, mate. Yeah,
He was excellent that game, though. He was brilliant that game, though, against Chelsea away last year. He was fantastic.
He was decent, yeah. But at the same time, if the manager of Norway is coming out and saying, and it's an important game for the nation. They've qualified, by the way, now, right? And that's the first time they've qualified since he's been alive. He weren't born when they went to '98 World Cup. Yeah. So when people want to sit there and talk about these injuries, he shouldn't have been allowed to go on it. We've seen Calafiori apparently be told you shouldn't be going, and he still went. Well, the club should fine him and ban him for 6 weeks then. Yeah, because if he went against their wishes, which I don't know if that's true, we're only reading what's out there. Yeah, apparently Arsenal didn't want Calafiori on the international break. Then he goes, trains on his ones. The manager Gattuso comes out and says, no. Yeah, I appreciate him, Barea, and somebody else. Can't remember who the other player was. Then he pulls out. All the articles that were coming out after, it's a great plan to get him back for the North London derby, this and that. That guy is not going to be fit for purpose in the next 5 games. He may play well in certain games. That guy will do another injury in the next 5 games. Not only that, we've had stop, start with the games every 3 days, yeah? Right? Then we've had the international breaks. They go away with their nations. Cool. Bro, the weather's dipped. You guys told me backstage it's snowing in England. Yeah? Well, you're telling me the muscles ain't going to get a bit tighter. You're telling me they're not going to pull another hamstring. You're telling me that fire's not going to... Okay, cool. Yeah, I predicted this last season. And everyone got carried away this season because we're winning games. Fantastic.
What do you want to do, though, Lee? What is the solution? What do you play?
The solution is
we've got Rice against Spurs. What do you do?
We've got Ben White that can play centre-back, even though I don't want him there. We've got Hincapié, who's invincible, can play centre-back. Yeah, we've got Mosquera that can play centre-back. Yeah, if Declan Rice gets injured, what do we do then? Because I swear, if he gets injured, we're finished.
You can say that about any team. You can say, what about if Haaland gets injured for City?
Can I just say, last season, Van Dijk wasn't substituted once and played all 37 games, and he played all 94 minutes.
Yeah, Van Dijk's not running around like a madman in training like our players.
Well, so now it's training then. So you're watching the training sessions.
Are
you watching the training sessions then? Are you watching it?
Are you there?
John Terry was another one in 2015.
Come on, man, Lee, what are we doing here?
A 35-year-old John Terry in 2015 played all 38 of their games. Last year, Van Dijk, 33 or whatever he was, played all 90 minutes. And he's more injury prone than Gabriel.
Yep.
So
what's happened this season? What's happened this season, Dan? He's fallen off a cliff. Why? Because his body can't keep up anymore. Yeah, he won the league last season, by the way. Yeah, so it's all well and good saying he played every game. Yeah, he was a major part of why they won the league. Now look at the state of him this season. He's a major part as to why they've fallen off a cliff. Because his body can't keep up playing 90 minutes.
Now, that's why.
Yeah, he's 33, 34 years old in terms of
but if Gabriel plays every game and we win the league, then we're all happy. Though. We ain't going, oh no, he's played every game.
But he's not going to play every game because he's now out injured. Yeah, and that's the point. He's out injured. Van Dijk was not out injured. But Van Dijk is 30 odd years old. His body is probably older than that. He's got way more miles in the tank for a 33-year-old than most 33-year-old centre-backs. Yeah, because of the volume of games they play, because of the competitions they qualify for. Yeah. He's done. Van Dijk is never going to be back to the Van Dijk he was. Yeah, and even last season, he was a massive part of why they won the league. Yeah, but it was the system, and it's the same with us. Our defense is extremely good, but it's because the system defensively is good. You've got Saka, Martinelli, and
who's built that system, Lee?
Yeah, but attacking wise, what do we do? So it's all well and good going back that way. It's no coincidence we get all these injuries with our forward players that are all out, by the way. Yeah, because they're sprinting back that way to cover and help out the defence. I've never seen a team with wingers sprinting at 100 mile an hour back that way to plug in and fill in and block everything. So on paper, it looks great. Yeah, defensively we're sound. But now they're knackered going back the other way, which is why Madueke's got injured, which is why all these other players have got injured along the way, because they're doing way too much work that way and less that way. And then the players that are fit and available, the Dowmans, but he's only 15. Well, why is he in the squad then? Either use him or don't use him. Yeah, what happens here? And I said this to Ola, who does the watch-alongs with me. He goes, Ben White's a good backup. I said, cool, Ben White's a good backup, yeah? If Timber gets injured for 3 months, you happy to play Ben White at right back for 3 months? He went, no. I said, well, he ain't a good backup then, is he? Yeah, if Declan gets injured,
you just said he's one of the best right backs in the league.
No, I said he was one of the best right backs. Yeah. Don't twist my words either. I said, if you're going to quote me properly. I said he was one of the best right backs in the league along with Kieran Trippier. However, that manager played him for 4 months when he needed knee surgery, and he's fallen off a cliff, and he's a shadow of the player he once was.
Do you think
Yeah.
he's finished then, Ben White?
Ben White will never go back to that level he was a couple of years ago. Never. The guy won't even be playing for us next summer. We'll sell him next summer.
It's true, man. Before
He's
the
done.
injury, he was one of the best right backs, man. He was so
Yep.
consistent, man. It's sad, but
It looks
this
like
is
he's
the
lost
recipe
his
play,
lost his
man.
athleticism.
yeah.
Do
you
we
don't
think?
see-
Yeah.
do
Do
you
we
remember-
think? Do we just quickly, North? You can comment on this as well. Anyone can comment on this? We understand that we've got injury problems, right? Do we think the squad is able to cope with these injuries? Because it is apparently, according to a lot of people, one of the strongest, if not the strongest, in the league. So that's the big question for me. It's not why we're getting these injuries, because I think everyone can kind of read between the lines as to why we are. And I think that's why we had the summer we did, bringing in 8 players. I still don't think there's excuses not to win games against Tottenham and Chelsea. Like the Bayern Munich game could be difficult. They're a bloody good side, right? But I don't think that we should be looking at this game. We ain't going to beat Tottenham and Chelsea now with Nketiah or Mosquera because they're good cover. I like.
Teams
Still
good enough
better
to win
team
the
than
league.
them.
Teams were good enough to win the league. Even us that get
Yeah,
labeled
I agree.
negative. We've been saying the team's good enough to win the league. We've been saying this.
Right.
The thing is that we said is that you can't keep relying on set pieces. In open play, we can be very inconsistent. Very inconsistent. Yes, there has been games where we utilize Martinelli and Trossard off the bench. These are players we wanted to get rid of in the summer. Let's not go on like we can rely on these players. Let's not change the narrative on these players. We know their limitations. Doesn't mean they can't score a good goal. Doesn't mean they can't be effective. But let's be real. Like we need to, our open play needs to be a lot better. Eze scored a goal against Crystal Palace. He wasn't good that game. Getting a goal and an assist doesn't mean your 90-minute performance that you were influential in the way that we were going forward and breaking down teams. And this is the thing. In open play, we haven't been that great. We're still very heavily reliant on set pieces. We need to improve that. So unless we improve our overall game, let's not forget now, the set pieces didn't come about this season. We've had set pieces for the last 2-3 seasons, and we've come unstuck. Crunch end of the season, PSG in the Champions League, Bayern in the Champions League, the cup games getting kicked out to Man United, 10-man Man United in the cup. There is a limitation. Let's be real. People saying that we're winning games. Even the most negative of us never said we're going to be in a relegation fight. This manager proved that he can be a contender. He proved that he could be in a title race. Can you get over the line, though? The discussion is no more, can we be up there? It is about, can we get over the line? So when people say, oh, we're winning games, well, I never predicted that we're going to lose 20 games. We didn't even lose a lot of games last season. It was the draws. That is why we were frustrated with the Sunderland approach. And the Sunderland game goes back to the manager and his lack of killer instinct. That second half, they just sat back. They didn't boss us the way they did in the 45 minutes. That's where you start saying, cool, they're not beating us in their duels. They're not doing the dark arts. When we now got all the possession, let's bring on certain players and put them to the sword. That's the difference between a manager that gets over the line to win trophies and a manager that's a contender. That is the difference. 7 minutes, I was on Lee's stream. We're doing a watch along. I said, Lee, make them. This manager needs to get them. He needs to instruct them to stop spamming crosses into the box.
Yep.
Extra time, what happens? Cross after cross after cross after cross. Boom, equalizer. These are the things that I get onto this manager. Not because I say this manager can't compete. Are you a winner? Have you changed from last season? In-game management, get over the line. By hook or by crook, get over the line. Have you got the ability to get over the line? You can't, like I said, it's not, when people say it's only a draw, don't panic. Well, we had too many draws last season. So based on last season, that's where you need to improve, right? If you're going to get over the line. So you can't be dropping points to Sunderland. You can't be dropping points to Tottenham. It's not about the losses. Most of the time, we don't lose that many games because of our great defense. But at the same time, Zubimendi hasn't been that great. I'm just going to be honest, he hasn't. People put him on the same par as Partey. Partey is better passer than him, as far as I've seen, and he's better at controlling that midfield. He is. So he hasn't been the upgrade people have gassed him. He's still got time, but I'm based on the games I've seen, he's not. So why not bring Skelly and put Skelly in the middle? Because Skelly can do the defensive work, and most of the time he occupies the central area. Because Zubimendi ain't offering much. Most of the time, why is he getting yellow cards all the time? Because he's out of position. Because he's chasing the attacker. Because he didn't see the run. So
Go and have a look at the 2 goals. Yeah, the first goal against Sunderland. What was Zubimendi actually doing? Apart from standing there marking nobody, yeah, not even sniffing the danger.
He's
standing with
no. So you can't say anything. Just
yeah,
like
but then I watched him. I watched him.
Yeah.
Oh, he's bringing winning mentality. I watched him for Spain the other night, and they won 4-0. Yeah, he was outstanding. Why? Because he has freedom. It's not a set system. Yeah, they're allowed to play ball, and that was Spain B team. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? He held bench yesterday. And why? Because the manager had already qualified. He said, "Fuck it, I'll play the C team." Yeah?
Am I getting
and
this
is
right?
the difference. And I'm very quickly, sorry, and I'll let you
That's
know.
all right.
Yeah.
Go on.
When people talk about Gabriel, just come back to Gabriel. I've seen a lot of people saying that he's not going to play when it comes to the latter rounds of the Champions League, or the lesser cup games. Well, he played against Port Vale off the bench. He's played against Brighton off the bench. And when we'd already qualified, group game 8 away to Girona, he played 90 minutes. Yeah, this manager don't rotate. When I watch other teams, they rotate. Yeah, even Haaland's been benched before, multiple times under Pep. Yeah, and people always say, but what if Haaland gets injured? If Haaland gets injured, they've won the league factually without a striker twice, back to back, by the way. Yeah, so, and if you look here, Cherki played right wing the other day against Liverpool. After 55, 60 minutes, he got hooked. They brought Savio on. Why? Cherki was balling out. Why? Because he knows it's a long season. We're going to go deep in these competitions. Yeah, and this is what this manager still hasn't figured out. Yeah, he don't trust some of these players.
It's actually mad to listen to.
I predicted 5-0 against Southampton.
But it was mad when we were criticising Havertz.
I predicted a win nearly every game this season, North.
It was mad when we was criticising Kivior. Do you remember that one? What do you mean? He's a top centre back. It was
Fabio Vieira. I said on his debut, I said he's shit, send him back to Porto.
I'll just give it time. Every time we get a new player, they get this level of defence from the fan base. You can't criticise.
Yeah, new shiny toy. It's Christmas again.
It's Calafiori now. They're going to realise that Calafiori as well, that guy's a liability. The same liability I saw in Zinchenko, I see in Calafiori.
Calafiori's been one of our best players this season. What is going on?
Let's give it time.
You're doing a bit too much, bro. You're doing a little bit too much. I've heard both of you. I heard you criticize Saka. I've heard you criticize Gyökeres. I've heard you criticize Trossard and Martinelli. I've heard you say Zubimendi's been poor. I've heard you say Eze hasn't been good. Yeah, that's 5 or 6 of our starting 11 this season already, and we're top of the league. So are you saying our only and criticize Calafiori?
It's all down to Arteta's system, Christian.
One sec.
Well, it is.
Criticize the system, criticize training, criticize everything. Yeah. Yep. So in your opinion, you and North, our only good players have been who? Gabriel, Timber, and David Raya. And Rice. So we've only had 4 good players this season, but we're top of the league.
Consistently performing. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
4 players consistently performing. We're top of the Premier League. Yeah. You seriously believe that?
Yeah, because I know what I'm watching. I watch football differently to most people. I don't follow the ball.
Have you not ever played? Have you ever kicked a ball? Have you ever played football?
Yeah, I have. This is what they do, North. They say, "Oh, you ain't kicked ball, so you can't have an opinion."
We've only had 4 good players.
For 5 years, we haven't been proven wrong, yeah? So it seems like our prediction always comes right and you lot's prediction always comes wrong. So respect, my friend. Yeah?
Man.
Because at the end of every season, even when we were top of the league, you man get giddy. Oh, yeah, but no one's going to catch us. 8 points clear. Oh, but look at the defense. We beat Real Madrid. You man got gassed when we beat Real Madrid, didn't you? Yeah?
Why would
and what
not
did we
get
say? PSG. And then we told you PSG is going to humble this team and this manager. And what did we resort to? Long throw-ins. So you can keep being smug, yeah? But at the end of every season, yeah, you man do the... No, hold on.
You're trying to support my team, bro. I'm not like you. We're going to do where did it go wrong? And be upset and shout at the camera in my room. I want to support
the season.
Christian, when have you seen me this season screaming and shouting about this club?
Hold on. So you lot weren't happy when we beat Real Madrid? Is that what you're saying? You didn't.
I was buzzing we beat Real Madrid.
Don't bring up.
Sounds like you weren't happy.
No. But this is where you guys take it out.
Sounds like you weren't happy when we beat Real Madrid.
No, but this is where you guys take it the opposite way.
Oh, we beat Real Madrid, but we're going to
beat Real Madrid. Of course, we were happy. We support this football club.
I supported longer than you.
Why would I not be
happy and saying no? There's a difference in being happy and saying pray for Bayern and saying we don't fear PSG. There's a difference between that.
We're more worried about Sunderland than we are Bayern. It's the latest one, wasn't it? That was the latest one. We're more worried about Sunderland than Bayern.
What we're doing here within us 6, not some trend you've seen on Twitter. Why would we not be happy after beating Real Madrid? I don't understand that. Are we not supposed to support this?
Why would you think we weren't happy after beating Real Madrid?
Yeah, but North,
what you said, you guys all got giddy after we beat Real Madrid.
You watched us beat PSG, and then you just went, "Oh, you know what? But we got PSG." So that was it. As soon as you beat Real Madrid, you were like, "We're going out."
Positive Dan, do you know what I thought? No, do you know what I thought? Since you asked me, we beat Real Madrid, and I was happy. Christian saying, of course, every Arsenal fan is happy. We want the club to be successful. Every time we win, I'm happy. But do you know why I'm always has reservation? Because of the things I'm pointing out right now have led to the reasons why we've dropped points and not won in the past. It's if you don't learn from the past, you're doomed to repeat the past. And what am I talking about? Plan B, utilizing the squad properly. Yeah. Actually having a difference of play, actually getting the most out of certain players instead of everybody defending. Yeah. And long throw-ins against PSG is exactly the limitation of this manager. Your only tactical change is long throw-ins against PSG, and I'm supposed to say that this guy, and people put this guy up as a masterclass in football. I'm sorry.
Manager in Europe, apparently. No.
I'm sorry, no, bro. I'm sorry, no.
Ain't one fuck all since he spent it.
No, bro. Yeah, you can't put this manager up in a pedestal, and then when I criticize him to the pedestal you put him on, I'm being too much. You have to deliver. Everybody told us it took Klopp 4 years. He's now on.
It didn't. It took him 3. He won the champs in 3 after qualifying in his first full season. He got to 2 finals back to back.
And everyone said at the start of the season he must win this season. Yes, we're top of the league, but is it sustainable? Is it sustainable with the performances from certain players? I don't think Eze's a bad player. I like Eze. I wanted him here. So I'm not criticizing because I don't like the player. I'm criticizing because I know that he can do a lot more. When I'm criticizing Gyökeres, I wanted Gyökeres here. It's not because I don't like the player. It's because I see what he's capable of doing. And I can see at the start of the season, we'll change in the midfield, 3 DMs, doing all this nonsense. You need to grow partnerships, especially with players that you bring into the squad. You need to grow partnerships. There was a lot of times he was making runs and we weren't finding him. I was frustrated at that because I said, Mikel, you should be telling Eze or Odegaard to play him through. This was the last piece, right? A 20 goal season.
But everyone parks the bus north side. Okay,
Come
cool.
on,
When
bro.
everyone parks the bus against Barcelona and Spain, they still fucking slap everyone.
Can I just say,
let's just be real with it.
It's always like this
quickly
at the
as
start
well?
of the season. It's always like
I
this.
appreciate Christian and Dan think Lee and North are going like one way, but Dan, I heard you say that you think this team will go down in history, and you think it, be remembered like
They will for being the biggest bottle chops in history. Man.
Yeah.
And
£1 billion
Arteta will
bottle
be
chops.
with that. So can you see positive, Dan, why some people might think that the stuff you say is like going to go the other way as well? Like, because I just want to win this league, man. I don't care if it goes down in history. It'd be brilliant if it goes down in history as one of the best, but you still stand by that. You still think that this will be a team that goes down in history and it'll be remembered forever.
Yeah, 100%. Because I think if we win the league, we won't just win it once; we'll win it twice. Tell me the last time Arsenal done that. You'll have to go back to the 1930s. So if Arteta does that, that's statue worthy, right? Because the only other man to do that is Herbert Chapman. If we win this Premier League, the age of this team, the average age is probably 25. Gabriel's 27, and what Trossard's 29, Rice is 26, Saka's 24. This team is here for the long haul. We've had teams like this in the past, but they all left. Now they're staying. And if this team wins one league, I'd back them to go and win another league. Simple as that. I think we're very well suited to win the Champions League.
If he wins the Champions League, I want him to stay, and I want him. He can have a statue. I have no problem in saying that the
Just win a fucking League Cup, Northside. Just win a League Cup. Win something.
North.
Win me
I
the
respect
Champions
that.
League, bro.
I respect that.
These ones say majors. I'm sitting there saying League Cup all last season.
Are you telling me? Are you telling me?
Well, Christian, get me a shirt. You can sign me up.
You two, yeah.
He wins me Champions League, Arteta in. He wins me the Prem, Arteta in. All I care is about Arsenal being successful.
No, look. See, now you said that. There's some people that won't say that. Lee, would you be Arteta in if you won the Premier League?
I'd keep him for another year or two if he wins the fucking League Cup. I said that all last season.
Okay. Fair enough.
I want to win a trophy. Yeah, I have never seen in my near 40 years of watching Arsenal or any football in general. Yeah, I've not seen another manager be afforded this is 7th season actually. Yeah, 6 full seasons, £1 billion, and have a shit ton of excuses for why he can't win nothing. Yeah, Hansi Flick walked straight in to Barcelona with a mess that was left there because they can't spend nothing. Yeah, not in their stadium. They're playing in a stadium, their training ground or whatever it is. Yeah, with a bunch of youth team players. Yeah, with the average age of about fucking 22 or something stupid. Yeah, and absolutely dog walked the league. With Real Madrid in it, the wheel got giddy because we banged them 5. Yeah. Oh, but it's a farmers' league. There's only them 2 clubs. What a load of nonsense. Yeah, what a load of rubbish. Oh, you don't see teams go away like Barcelona. They win most of their games away. How did they lose to Las Palmas last season then? Yeah. How didn't they get to the Copa del Rey final the season before? Yeah. How comes Bilbao won it? Yeah, against Mallorca. Why did Real Madrid and Barca get there? Yeah, most of the people that chat absolute nonsense about these other leagues don't watch these other leagues. And I don't proclaim I watch all these other leagues. However, yeah, I have 2 channels where my chat are from all over the world. And I'm sure some of you guys do. D, North, Dan, Christian, I know you're on YouTube, on Instagram and all that. You've got people from all over the world that support other clubs, yeah? Right? But at the same time, football is the same in every country. You either win or you've lost. Yeah, and progress is not league finish. Progress is a trophy, hence why they hand them out to the winner. Yeah, and I'm sick to death of sitting here for the last 1,934 days without a trophy. And people still gassing this up. Name me another manager positive down there in world football, and I don't know how old you are, yeah, but you go to the games and bless up to you, yeah, right? Because that's a chore. Yeah, that is a long day in it, yeah, especially watching this crap that we're watching now, long throw-ins, right? But at the same time, you spend your money, you put your ticket in, you go to games, you spend your money to get there, you take time off work. Sometimes you have to finish work early, so on and so. I know what it's like. I've done it, Dan done it, so Christian does it, Dean, North, everyone there, right? But are you telling me, yeah, there's another manager you've ever seen in world football that's been afforded this much money in this much time, yeah, without winning nothing, and he's got this much praise? I ain't ever seen one, bro. Can you tell me another manager?
Well, I'll tell you why from my perspective.
Let Dan answer. Let Dan answer, Christian. I asked Dan.
You'd have to look through the archives and look at the context of. No, you would have to though. I can't remember. I can't think of a manager on the spot that was with a team that was equivalent to like Arsenal that finished 5th or 6th and was in the mess we were in. Because most of them, they go to that clubs and they don't do nothing.
Well, I'll give you one.
Man United
spent $1 billion.
Example. Spent $1 billion. Man United are a perfect example. They've spent way more than us, right? With different managers. Their managers don't last.
And they've all
maybe
won.
You're saying
because they were held accountable.
Well, apart from Amorim, they've all won. And Ollie.
Look where Man United are now.
Yeah, they're winning trophies. 2 years ago, they won a trophy, bro. They were in a final last year.
Look where Liverpool are.
This guy can't get into a final. He's had one final. That was 7 FA Cups ago, you know.
Swap positions with Manchester United.
Yeah, because they've won trophies, bro. Do you know how many finals they've been to in the last 10 years?
I wouldn't. I'd rather
no, because that comes back to what I've said, Dan. You take league finish as progress and we're challenging. Well, I'd rather have the trophy.
That's
Man United under Ten Hag were a shit show league-wise. Yeah, but they still won 2 trophies. Man United are a shit show under the current manager. He's useless. He's still got to a final. That's the same as Arteta.
0% chance, Lee. The main goal is to win the Premier League.
They have 0% chance. They've won trophies.
Yeah, but they've got 0% chance of winning the league this year. We have got, say, 50,
okay, cool. So what we're saying, what you're saying is then, yeah, you'd rather fucking go straight for a 10 out of 10 when you're a virgin rather than shag the fat thing that's 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I was.
Yeah, cool. And then what happens if so then what happens if the 10 out of 10 keeps rejecting you every time? Yeah, you stay a virgin, right? That's us for the last 5-6 years under this manager.
Well, we're married for 20 years.
And not only that, when people say it takes time, yeah, it does not take time. This manager has proved that by winning the FA Cup inside 6 months with a squad that weren't his. He's then rips it all up, got rid of them all. Yeah, spent 1 billion or just shy of 1 billion. Yeah, so, and over 40 players have won nothing, bro. What would you rather? Would you rather a League Cup and an FA Cup? Yeah, or a Europa League? Yeah, or a Club World? Well, we didn't qualify for that, so forget that. Would you rather a League Cup, an FA Cup, or a Europa League? Yeah, or nothing? What would you rather?
If you told me this year we could win a league and FA Cup double but finish 8th, I wouldn't take it. I'd rather finish 2nd, knowing that we could go into the season after and with a big chance of winning the Premier League. Simple as that. That's the way I would see it. I want the big ones. I want the Premier League.
Was you alive to witness 93? The cup double.
I was 2 years old.
Okay,
I know we beat. I had my dad had it on tape. We beat them Sheffield Wednesday both in the finals.
Of that because you know the club.
Yeah, I know
right?
of it.
Yeah, right. Do you think that's a great achievement, winning a cup double? Because you've just dismissed that right now.
No, it is a good achievement. But
so
I'm saying
why are you dismissing it?
Back then, it was a bigger achievement than it would be now.
I can't believe you just said that.
Lee, it was a bigger achievement then than it was now. I want Arsenal. Because it just was because of the cup.
No. Stop, Dan, please, respectfully.
It was.
It just was. No, football is the same game back then as it is now.
You're telling me the FA Cup did the FA Cup not have more prestige?
Why does it have less prestige now? Then please tell me.
Because it does.
Why? No, just because it does. Tell me why.
No, the Premier League is so much bigger. The FA Cup is looked down on now. It doesn't get the respect it deserves.
Please tell me why. Because people like yourself.
Because of money.
Because of money. So you are grown up in that era where you've seen us win FA Cup, by the way. Thank you, but you've just said a League and a League Cup and FA Cup double, yeah, and finish 8th. You ain't taking that.
No, I'd rather finish.
So you're part of the problem.
Like a few points off the top, so I could.
So you're part of the problem.
That next season we could win the Premier League.
Okay, so would you rather win nothing and finish 2nd, or win a cup double and finish 8th?
Say that again.
Would you rather win nothing and finish 2nd, or win a cup double and finish 8th? Then
this season, I'd say I'd rather.
No, I'm not talking about this season. I'm talking in general.
Well, in general, you'd probably go for the cup double.
Up, bro.
So you just closed your own argument then.
But because of the situation we're in now,
What
I wouldn't
situation?
want-
We ain't won nothing. We're on the
Yeah,
longest
but we're
trophy
so
drought for
close.
over a decade, bro.
We're so close to winning the
Yeah,
Premier
I was close
League.
to winning the lottery. I never bought a ticket.
It's totally different, though.
Well, it's not. I was
It
close to
is.
pulling the baddie in the
No,
club.
no,
I never
'cause-
went and asked for a number.
No, because we're right there, man. We're right there.
We're right there with bro. It's
we're top of the
1934 days without
Yeah,
a
but
trophy, bro.
We are top of the Premier League.
For now, we were top of the Premier League and 8 points clear, 7 points clear in January that year. Yeah, and our ex-CEO is now at
I had to
Tottenham.
play City twice. I never
Came
played
out.
them.
Cool. Well, we've still got to play Liverpool again. We've still got to play Chelsea twice. We've still got to play Tottenham twice. We've still got to play Man United again. Still got to play Newcastle again. We've still got to play all these other teams again. Yeah, it's 11 games in. I would rather take any trophy that is a professional trophy, not a community shield. That's a friendly game played on friendly rules. Yeah, I would rather take a League Cup than finish second and win nothing. You know why? Because it goes down in your trophy cabinet, part of history. What does history tell everyone on the planet around the world? I live in this country, yeah. I don't see any Arsenal shirts here, bro. I see Man City shirts everywhere. Spanish kids running around with Rodri on their back. Don't see any Spanish kids with Zubamendi and Marino on their back.
That's not because of the League Cups that they won, though.
Well, they won 4 in a row when he first got
Yeah,
there.
I know, but that's not what they're for, though, is it?
Why is it good
That's
enough
what-
for Pep and Jose then? Yeah,
Listen, I want us to win it, and I think the League Cup can be very, very more important than the FA Cup this year, because I think because of when it's played, I think if we win that and get that monkey off our back and win a trophy, it could push us on to win one of the big two. But
yeah, okay. So I've heard you say before, yeah, you need to see Arteta win a major, or we need to have a discussion. So you just class the majors as Champions League and Prem. Your words. I've heard you say it.
They are the two majors.
No,
They
a
are the
major
two
is a major trophy, bro. It's a professional trophy played on professional rules. This is why when Dan says these cups have been dismissed because of the money in the Prem, no, it's because of fans like yourselves that dismiss these cups because you want the biggest prize, because then you can lord it all over these other fans and go, we're the Premier League winners, we're the Champions League winners. How about win something? Because this manager...
That's nothing to do with that. Our fans
it
want to see
does.
us win the major honours. Of course we do.
The major honours the League Cup, Christian.
Lee, you can't dismiss what people feel. You said like it's fans like you multiple times. It doesn't need to get personal, man. If Dan has his opinion that he would rather Arsenal build and build and build to win a major trophy and be up there.
How big's this building?
Opinion, man. If you have your opinion, you get your opinion across, that's fine, but stop like putting other people down, man. They can have their opinion.
See, this is what they do, Dan. This is what they do, yeah. They try and twist it, yeah. No, it is fans like you, because you both sat there and said you want the major.
You are part of the problem, yeah. Dan goes week in, week out. How is he the problem? He supports his team in a positive way.
Yeah,
he can do
and the
that.
people. Yeah, that's fantastic.
You can have your opinion.
You don't need to going week in, week out.
Make it personal and say it's fans like
How have
you.
I made it personal?
Bro, you said it to me before.
It is fans like you that class a major as a Champions League and a league, Christian.
Supporting my club, I am the problem. For wanting my team to win the biggest honours,
we win the FA Cup,
the problem. No, hold on.
This guy can't win anything, Christian.
We are not the problem for wanting our team to finish as high as we can.
You are, because you dismiss the lesser trophies. That is the problem.
No, he's not dismissing.
I've not said I don't want to win them.
Lesser trophies.
Look what Northside.
He's not dismissing the trophies. He's saying he wants to win a trophy, but he would rather aim big. He would rather win a Premier League and a Champions League. I completely agree.
Well, I'd rather be a millionaire. Yeah, I'm not though, am I? So I have to work to get there. So I have to win the fucking this prize and that prize.
Would you rather that? Let me ask Dee and Christian that. What would you say?
I'm going to go and get my glasses back.
Yeah, go and throw your glasses. Would you rather come? I can't believe man threw them across. What's going on? Bloody only you got a lovely Christian. What would you rather? Would you rather with Dan? Would you rather come second, like say a couple of points off? Let's just say Man City this season, or would you rather say finish in 4, but you obviously
30 points off?
Like quite a lot of points off the title, but you pick up 2 trophies, like a cup double. Because I'm taking the trophies. I can't lie,
bro. Context matters. If this was Arteta's second season, I would say build second, go and win the Premier next season or challenge for it. Now, where we are now, Arteta hasn't won a trophy in 5-6 years. I would take the cup double 100%. Context definitely matters on that. I'm not sniffing any trophy. Don't get me wrong. 100% I'm not. I would take a League Cup and an FA Cup, of course. But I get Dan's point. I just feel like right now where we are, if Arteta doesn't win, it's a long day. So yeah, now 100% I'll take the double. I'll take the FA Cup this season over finishing second.
Yeah. Let me ask Dee, man.
I'll take the Carabao this season then over finishing second. Just the Carabao.
Of course. I'm the same.
Thank you, but I'm negative, and I've been saying that all last season.
Yeah,
No,
you're
I'm
toxic.
taking
this
mate.
season,
You're
this
toxic,
season,
man.
I would.
Get
I'll
off,
take
man.
it this
Look at how
season,
long
last
it's been
season,
now.
the season
Every-
before, the next 5 seasons. Somebody in my chat the other day said to me,
2 or
would
3
you
years
rather
ago.
10 Champions Leagues, sorry, 1 Champions League or the next 10 League Cups? What would you two pick? Or you 3, 4, whatever? Because I'm taking 10 trophies over 1.
I'll take 1 Champions League.
There we go then. Yeah,
Let me
I'm
ask
taking
D.
10
Let me ask
trophies
D,
over
man.
1.
Because me and D, like, we might as well just got the popcorn out of this show. Me and D, we're just sat here relaxing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, you know what? You know what it is.
Gavin,
You know what it is, Dan. Yeah, I think people stream so much, yeah, that they would rather be right than actually like be involved in
Let's
what's
not
actually
do
going on in real
this.
life.
I've been proven right for 5 years,
You
mate.
know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
let's not
That's what it is. Like
D,
people,
let's not do this, man.
people would rather be right than actually see what's actually going on in the actual real scenario.
Cool. Was I right when I predicted 5-0 against Sunderland? Was I right when I predicted
No,
4
I'm-
against the team we played
I'm
before
just-
that?
I'm
Was I
waiting
right
for
when I
Dan to say the
predicted a
next
win nearly every
question.
game this season?
I'm not doing the back and forth. I ain't got the energy.
No, but you're throwing away a comment saying that basically aimed at me. Yeah, that I'd rather be proven
Who said it was
right.
aimed at you? Who said it was aimed
Why
at you?
say that then? Because you're saying people stream so much and I stream so much.
Who was
Yeah, so
talking
surely
about?
that's
No one
me
even
then.
talk. Oh, firstly,
Well, name names then, bro. Come on, what we doing here? D? Come on,
firstly,
bruv.
I wasn't even talking about you. This is the worst thing about it. But because you feel that everyone attacks you.
They
That's how
do.
you feel it. Yeah, exactly. But
Because
that's how
they don't
you
watch
feel
my
it.
content, they watch TikTok, mate.
Alright,
1-0 else.
cool.
Oh,
Anyway.
they fucking missed. Wow.
I don't know what's Lee. Lee's a madman. But anyway, the point I'm making is people forget. Yeah, people forget that the real world and what's actually going on in the real world. But the question that Dan's actually asking, like, what's the question you just asked me just now?
About what
Like,
you
would I rather win the trophies? Like, in terms of what's happening now, I would rather win the trophies. I don't. But the problem that we have is like when you have, if you're finishing 8th, you've had a bad season. That's what the issue is. So the issue is, would you rather have a bad season and then at the end of the season potentially pick up trophies, but you don't know you're going to pick up trophies during that bad season? That's the issue. It's not like you can get to the point and be like, oh yeah, we've won trophies during the season. If you're having a bad season, how long you've got to have a bad season before you win those trophies? For us to be finishing 8th, 9th, 10th, we've got to be losing games constantly. So it's easy for people to say, oh, they'd rather have the trophies and finish 8th. Of course, you would rather have the trophies, but you're going to be losing games constantly. So how you're feeling going into before you win? Look at Tottenham before they won the Europa League. Look how they're feeling. The whole season they were having a bad season for the whole year before they won the Europa League. Yes, the Europa League, they had a little bit of glitz and glamour on it at the end of it, but you don't know that until you do it. That's actually the issue, is that none of us are psychic. So of course, at the end of it, you want trophies over finishing 8th, of course. But at the end of the day, you're gonna have to go for a lot of pain, bro, before you get to that point.
A lot of pain. It's a good point.
So you said finishing 8th, yeah, is a bad season, yeah, right? Bro, finishing 2nd's a bad season if you win nothing because you've lost. You've all lost. There's only one winner in the league.
The point I was actually trying to make.
What does 8th get you?
You're missing the point.
What does 2nd get you? Nothing.
Let me tell you why you're missing the point. Because if you finish, it depends on who finishes 2nd. So you're missing. So again, you're missing the point again. You can't say it's a bad season for Sheffield United if they finish 2nd in the Premier League.
It is. The aim of the sport's the same for everyone, D.
But no, it's not.
Come on.
Okay. So let me explain it to you again. The aim of the sport is not the same for everyone.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
Oh, come on,
everyone has different aims. That's like saying to
Look at Scotland. Look at Scotland qualifying for the World Cup.
One sec, bro. Because he keeps saying the aim of the game is the same for everyone, but the aim of the game is not the same for everyone. It's completely different for everyone, which is the reason why.
On what, please? Based on what?
What do you mean?
Based on fans running on the pitch when they stay up by 1 point.
Yeah, that's the loser mentality that is rife in England. Oh, the Great Escape.
That happens everywhere.
You lost.
Let me finish. Can I finish what I'm saying?
Go on, D.
When you're talking about, when you're saying the aim is the same for everybody, you might as well apply that to life and say the aim of life is the same for everybody. It doesn't work like that.
Still got 24 hours in a day, mate.
I'm going to explain to you because everyone has different starting points and everyone has different situations in their life. So you can't say to me when Grimsby beat Man United, you're basically saying that they shouldn't have been over the moon and excited because they beat 11 men. Basically, that's basically what you're saying.
No,
it's 11 men versus 11 men.
No,
so why would they
win that? Their aim is to win that cup, and that's what it should be.
Why? But they didn't end up. But are they going to win the cup?
Well, we don't know. They're still in the cup.
I know that, but I'm saying the reason why they were so excited wasn't because they thought they were going to win the cup. They were so excited because who they beat. So you can't say to a team, "Oh, your aim should be to win the cup, but you shouldn't be excited regardless." That's the whole
I
point.
never said you
You're
shouldn't be
saying the aim of the
excited.
game
You
is the
said
same
that.
for
I never
everyone.
said they shouldn't be excited.
No, you said the aim of the game is the same for everyone. I'm trying to
Yeah,
explain.
I never said you shouldn't be excited if you beat Man United and you're Grimsby. I never said that. I said the aim of the game is to win the trophy. That's the same aim for everyone, D.
No, they say the aim for everyone is completely different. The aim right this season for teams like Burnley, teams like Sunderland, teams like even Wolves is to stay in the league. Their aim is not. They're not trying to win the. What do you mean?
They're not. They're not trying to win the league. You're right. Fantastic.
That's what I'm
they're
saying.
Not trying to win the league. They're not trying to win the league.
No,
trying is the key word.
You said the aim of the game. You said the aim is that everyone should be aiming the same, and I'm trying to explain to you it's not the case. Whether you think it should be or not is neither here nor there. That's not the fact. The facts are everyone has different aims in life, and because somebody wins a trophy, it doesn't mean the other team has to want to win that trophy. Everyone has different ideas and different ideologies, bro. Not everyone has the same dream.
Yeah, this is why English football is at an all-time
like
high.
the dream that you think is a dream. Everyone else should have the same dream. Everyone has different.
Yeah,
points.
but bro, we're talking about an elite level sport, not my own personal fucking achievements, or my personal life. We're talking about an elite level sport. We're talking about 11 sportsmen, 11 athletes against 11 athletes.
Level sport. There's different levels of elite level sport.
No, elite level sport is the highest level, which is the Premier League.
No, there's
the highest
different
league
level. What do you mean?
Football.
No,
we're talking about
different
football,
levels.
Champions League.
Listen.
If you're in League One, your aim is to win League One.
Bro, Messi is an elite level sportsman. So is Bukayo Saka. They're two different levels. So I'm trying to explain to you there's different levels of elite level sport. You just said there's not. And I'm explaining to you, yes, there is.
No, there is. But my point is, it's 11 sportsmen.
When you go into the board of Crystal Palace, the target is not to win the league.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why they've only ever won one major trophy in their entire existence.
Oh, listen.
So do you think if they changed it to win the league, they would have a more chance of winning the league?
Yeah, they're only happy just to stay in the league.
Oh, Lee, by your logic, then, do you think every Premier League player or every elite level player should start the season aiming to win the Ballon d'Or?
Yeah. Not that I really care about the Ballon d'Or because that's an individual award. However, every single player should be trying to play to the best of their ability to be the best in the world. We don't need opinions on it. You don't need mine, yours, or anyone else's. We have a fact-based metric for success in sport. It's called a trophy. They hand it out to the winner. Hence why Sleggers has got a Champions League trophy.
I keep hearing you say this from different streams, and that's not the fact.
Well, it is true. It is the fact.
There's no fact-based metric. You keep saying
there is. It's called a trophy, D.
Bro, you keep saying that, and I don't understand. That's not the only success in football. You keep saying that. If a team gets promoted, that's successful for them. Why do you keep saying the same thing on different streams? That is only, but I don't understand.
If Sunderland make the top 4 this year, top 5,
you keep saying the same thing. You think Newcastle or Aston Villa got top 4? Do you think that they weren't thinking that was a successful season? You think that was an unsuccessful season?
And that's what I keep coming back to. English football. Yeah, in general, my entire lifetime has been plucky losers. Oh, the great escape. They stayed up and everyone's pitch invading. They hand out a trophy to the winner. Yeah, you either win or you've all lost. Sometimes you can qualify for another competition.
So they never get to be happy with
failure. Then you qualify for next competition, Champions League, Conference League, Europa League. Yeah, right. Now you have another opportunity. Even though you failed at the first opportunity, you get another opportunity. Then you failed again because if you didn't win that, you've now failed twice. Yeah,
Leo,
then you've got the League Cup and the FA Cup. The fact is, you should be winning. Okay, let me ask you a quick question, positive, Dan. Yeah, right. What's Harry Kane's most important goal for Tottenham?
Probably one he scored against us. Probably.
What did that result in?
Them getting top 4.
Okay, so did it win him a trophy?
No.
No. Well, there we go then. So none of his goals at Tottenham are relevant. He fucked up. He stayed there too long. Every single.
You're missing that. We're going off topic.
We're not going off topic. The aim of the sport is to win these. That's why we all. Who do you think is the biggest clubs in the world? Who are the biggest clubs in England?
Wait, Lee. Should League 2 fans not go to football? Sorry, Lee. Go on.
You know what you're forgetting is what is the reason why you started watching football? What was the reason why you started watching football?
Well, it's funny because Arsenal won trophies, mate.
Yeah. No. What's the reason? That's not what I said to you. What's the reason why you started watching football? That's what I'm asking.
Because Arsenal had won a trophy, 87.
Okay, so for me, and lots of people, we started watching football for the love of the game. You see, when we go and I was.
So why did you pick Arsenal then?
1 second, because my dad supported Arsenal. It had nothing to do with winning. When it comes,
fair.
that's why I started supporting Arsenal. When I go and play football, I was playing football at school and I was going to the park and playing from 9 a.m. to 11 at night. When I was doing all of that type of stuff, I didn't have trophies in my head. I was playing for the love of the game. That's how most people, when you got people playing football in South America, they play football with Coke cans and stuff like that. They don't even have football, some of them. They got no shoes. They're playing football for the love of the game, bro. They're not playing.
And are they trying to win the game with a Coke can?
Bro, listen to what I'm saying to you. I'm saying to
you.
you.
Are they trying to win the game with a Coke can, D?
You've forgotten to enjoy football. That's the point I'm making.
No, I enjoy football. That's why I watch La Liga.
No, you don't enjoy football.
That's why I watch Spain.
You don't enjoy football. Because
how do you know that? You don't watch all my streams.
No,
there's loads of people in this chat that watch me every single day. I enjoy football when I'm not watching.
I'm going to give you an example. Because you said, that the aim of the game is to win trophies. You either win trophies or you're a loser. That's what you said.
Oh yeah, because the aim of the sport is to win a trophy. That's why they hand them out to the winner.
You're supporting a loser team.
No, I've seen my team win 17 trophies. Yeah,
no, I'm talking about
17 trophies. Yeah, so and now I'm sitting here. Hold on, now I'm sitting here on a 6-year trophy drought. Yeah, and that's why I've got the ump. Yeah, and I predicted this, and funny enough, in 6 days' time,
that's the point I'm making. So
I'm not happy with the fact that this club has not won anything for 6 years, D. I've seen us win 5 league titles, 9 FA Cups, 2 League Cups, a Cup Winners' Cup.
I don't want you to forget my point. I don't want you to come in and go into a new point. The point I'm making is, if people start out loving the game, when you get to a certain point, then you start trying to win. That's what happens. A lot of people have forgotten to love the game.
But that's when you're a child, D.
No, it's not when you're a child. There's teams that people are going to support, Sunday league teams and Saturday teams and stuff like that.
They're trying to win the league.
Hold on, the relegation teams are going to be at the bottom of the league now. Yeah, how is that when you're a child? Do you think they're planning to win the league? Do you think?
Well, they should be planning. So that's the point I'm trying to make.
So you think Burnley this season?
They should be trying to win the league. Yeah.
Oh, bruv, what are you saying, bro? What's going
on? It's true. D, I'll give an example, right? Because Positive Man asked me a question about League Two fans. Should they not go to games?
Why stop at the league?
Well, this is why I get the ump with these cups when people say majors. The League Cup and the FA Cup, look how many teams rotate from lower leagues. Shambles. Yeah. Just
I agree with that.
Do you know why? Watch this, Danny. Do you know why the Leicester win? Do you know why the Leicester win was so brilliant and one of the greatest stories of all time?
It's a great storyline.
It's a great story because everybody knows that they were not expected to win the league. We all know where they started. That's why they were 5,000 to 1.
Yeah, and this is the problem with English football.
1 second. That's why there were odds of 5,000 to 1. That's why you have odds, because this team is the least likely to win the league. 5,000 to 1, they were to win the league because people didn't expect it. That's the whole point. But you're saying that they should be, at the beginning of every season, every team should be evens. That's what you're saying.
Lee, what about people who come up?
No, one second. At the beginning of the season, everyone should be evens, yeah? So
yeah, it's 11 sportsmen or 25-man sportsmen.
So Burnley should have the same odds as Man City at the beginning of the season.
I don't care about the odds. I care about it's 11 against 11.
Answer that question, though. Should they have the same
odds? I don't care about the odds. I don't gamble. Yeah, the fact is the odds go based off of the size of the club, the revenue of the club, the fan base of the club.
There you go.
Yeah, and that's all side issue. That's all side issue.
It's real life, bro.
No, it's not real life. Okay, cool. Let me ask you this then, yeah? How comes Aberdeen won the cup last season? Yeah, how comes Hearts are top of the league?
Because they did something great.
Okay, cool.
Great things can be done, bro. Great things
get done over 100 times last season with managers in their first season. I was tweeting it out every time there was a new manager that won the league in his first season. Over 100 times last season, a manager won a trophy in his first season. Yeah,
because he did something great. It can happen. That's
okay, cool.
That's why it's great, because it was unexpected. That's the
cool.
Well, hold on a minute. There was 100 managers last year that won a league in their first season
around the world with cups and league. Yeah, I was tweeting him out. What phase is he in? Yeah, chat. Am I lying? Yeah, I was tweeting out. Yeah, the guy who won the Swedish league. Yeah, Dan's probably got double the amount of people watching this than they've got in their fucking fishing village.
So it didn't matter that. It doesn't matter
that. He had 5 players under the age of 19, by the way, starting every week, and he pissed the Swedish league. With Gothenburg, AEK. Yeah,
so it doesn't matter how much money teams spend and stuff like that.
It's sportsmen.
That doesn't matter. How much money you have doesn't
matter. It's sportsmen against sportsmen, elite competitors against elite competitors.
So it doesn't
if you're
matter.
in League 2, you're coming back to positive Dan's point. Well, it does, because we've got a fact-based metric. It's called a trophy. You win. Don't care about the odds. Nobody cares about the odds.
What about the St. John Paint Trophy? Does that count?
If it's a professional trophy, yeah, it counts. Which is playing
I
on
don't even
professional
know.
rules, so it counts, right? You asked me a question a minute ago about League Two. What about League Two? Should their fans not bother? No, their aim is to win League Two.
Okay,
Every single team in League Two should be winning League Two or trying to win League Two. Every single one of them.
Promotion, does that count?
I don't even know what's going on.
Well, if you don't win the league and you get promoted, again, I think that's first loser or second loser. Same with Champions League. The Champions League. The Champions League should be for champions, i.e., it's called champions in the name. It's pretty simple. Champions. You can finish fifth and qualify. Why? Because it's a money spinner. And all of this is done down the League Cup.
For Champions League this season.
Wait, one sec, Christian. I've got this. So because it's 2 men against 2 men, regardless, yeah, you get into a boxing fight, Andy Joshua, you should win.
I should be aiming to win, yeah. And if I don't, I've lost.
But you should not aiming to win. You should win because it's 2 men.
No,
right?
I should be aiming to win. This is where you're getting it conflated.
You should win. Why would you not win?
That's like
no. Listen, why would
that's
you
not me going up against Goliath, but I'm aiming to win.
You know the reason why you wouldn't win because you don't train and there's odds are against you. There's other factors. This is the reason why Burnley are not going to win the league because there's other factors in the way.
What are the factors? Please tell me the factors. Please tell me the factors for Burnley not being able to win.
The factors are they're a much smaller club than Man City. They don't have anywhere near as much money. They haven't got these owners that have come and been there for 10, 15 years. They don't have the best manager in the world. They don't have the best players.
It's the players. It all comes down to the players.
I don't understand. It's not hard to understand. You're arguing a point for no reason. Everyone wants to be as good as they can be. Of course they do. Everyone wants to get to but that's not reality of life, bro. I want to be a multi-billionaire. Of course, everyone wants to be a multi-billionaire, but the reality of life is not everyone is going to be a multi-billionaire.
Okay, let's move because
the aim of the sport is to win trophies. If you don't, you've lost factually. That's it. That's why they hand them out to the winner. And that's why I'm saying it's a fact-based metric. There's your trophy for winning. Oh, you don't get one because you all lost. Go again, reset. And this is why league finish is totally fucking irrelevant, right? Because when Tottenham sat 17th and Man U sat 15th, yeah, well, where are they both now this season? Last season has no correlation to this season because you reset, you all play each other again twice, yeah, with the promoted teams, so on and so forth. So when people go 8th, 5th, second, oh, it's progress. No, you still lost. You just lost by less spots.
But Lee, most of the champions, the teams that are the previous champions, yeah, obviously not Man City because they won 4 in a row, but when a team first wins the title, they usually finish second or third the season before. They don't just finish. It happened once with Chelsea when they finished 10th.
League,
yeah, in the Premier League. It happened once when they finished 10th and they won the league, but they had won the league before that. They won the league, then they finished 10th.
We're all counting one league. What about all the other hundreds of leagues around the world?
I'm just talking about the Premier League because that's what Arsenal are in.
We got to move because the chat are like, move on, this is boring.
Yeah,
and everyone's bored.
I'm going to go and watch a proper manager.
Yeah, big up.
Yeah, who actually won a trophy.
I read directly.
Yeah, they should be winning against Real Madrid, by the way. Oh, yeah, if they win 5-1, do you reckon they get the fucking Olsen carriage out and do a fucking Tour of Ivory?
Big up, bro. Go enjoy it. I send people
up.
over love, man.
Right.
Take care. Big up to Sophie from Harvey Squad every time. She says Super Kev loved that Great Escape season, but he sure didn't like being down at the bottom. He always said football was about winning. He cherished winning the title, domestic cups, and cup winners' cup. Big up to you, Soph. Make sure you're following the Harvey Squad, and you're an absolute legend, Soph. We'll definitely catch up soon. Let me do these supers, and then we'll come to score predictions for the weekend before we close. Famous Court says, "Why is Cole Palmer in an Arsenal stream?" I don't know if he's meaning Lee, but I'm not really sure. I've heard that one before, but
it means Dan, isn't it?
What does he mean, you, Dan?
I don't know, mate.
I don't know. Don't know who he means, but
must be.
I thought it was Lee, but okay. Shaitanya says, no excuses. Players need to show up. Raya, Timber, Saliba, Nkapie, Calafiori, Zubamendi, Rice, Eze, Trossard, Saka, and Marino are good enough to beat Spurs and Bayern and probably Chelsea. I agree with that. And I think that probably will be the team or similar to. So let's see where we go with that. Sigi says, just because there's an off season, it doesn't mean these players regenerate limbs like lizards. They carry the wear and tear the rest of their careers. Yeah. Facts, the injuries are definitely an issue. Virgil van Dijk at max had 3 bad games this year. League Honors chatting beans from Cameron. What we got here? Black's Crow says Chris should base his opinion. Chris, who's Chris? Oh, Christian, sorry. Should base his opinion on performance, not glaze the league position. How many times have we been top and not won anything? Standards are low. Well, it's very early, man. So let's. I don't think Christian was going over the top, really. I think he was just saying that we were top at the moment. Let's see what happens. Dan said City will be giving Arsenal the guard of honor this season. The game is on match week 32. Did you say that, Dan? Yeah, you did.
I did say it. Game week 32, is that when it is?
Oh, bro, that's hilarious. I love that, man. I love the confidence, man. I wish I had some more. I wish I had some more of it, to be fair. Chiang says D is just quietly observing and listening. No energy for either side of the argument. To be fair, me and D were sat there just like enjoying it with some popcorn. So fair play. CPFC says no one remembers runners up, only the winners. To be fair, when you look back in history, that is true. Okay, says the aim of every top level club is to win trophies. Can Arsenal win a trophy for the love of the game? I think the love of the game thing's a little bit different. I kind of got where D was talking about, because if you're going to be in a position where you can't make it to the top and be elite, you can still win it. Like if I started boxing, I ain't going to be the next Tyson Fury, but I can still love it and be a part of it. Do you know what I mean? So I kind of get that. So Leicester had no right to win the league because their ambition that season was not to win the league. To be fair, they didn't have any right to win the league, and that was why it's go down as one of the biggest and most iconic achievements in the history of the Premier League, to be fair. Look, let's get some predictions before we do close. Christian, what are you saying for this weekend, bruv?
Yeah, we should still have, I think, more than enough to beat Spurs. They got mad injuries as well. I think they're, 10, 12 injuries. And to be honest, looking at our team, I think what we're going to be, maybe 2 players off our first 11. Gabriel's not going to be there. Gyökeres would obviously start. Marino will probably start up front. Maybe Odegaard for Eze, you could argue, but I know some people would argue that Eze starts over him anyway, so that's probably a lot closer than what people think. So if we're 2 players off our starting 11, and look, I don't know what's going on with Martinelli. I don't know what's going on with Madueke. Odegaard might be on the bench. Hopefully, there's a few of these players, a bit more depth on the bench. We should have more than enough to beat Spurs. More than enough. I'm confident going into it. I'm going to stick my chest out. I'm going to believe. Don't get me wrong, Gabriel knocked me back a little bit, just seeing that news and kind of PTSD from when Odegaard got injured last season. But yeah, I still think we've got more than enough. I still think we'll win the game. I'm going to go 3-1.
Oh, love that. I hope you're right. D, what would your lineup be, and what's your prediction, bruv?
They got my guy Stricto. I'm gonna go with what he said, 2-0, and then lineup is exactly the same as what it's been the last few games. Apart from, like I say, I'll probably play Mosquera instead of Gabriel, and then Marino up top. It's kind of similar, but I don't know. I wouldn't mind him doing something different and going like, I don't know, Trossard up top, and then, you know what I mean, Eze left and Waneri in a 10. I mean, I wouldn't mind if he went and did something a little bit spontaneous especially against Tottenham. I don't think Tottenham are that good, so I wouldn't mind if he did that. Like, that's a perfect opportunity to play Trossard up top, Waneri in a 10, Eze left to me. But I mean, Marino up top just doesn't excite me, man. And I care about the love of the game. I like some people in it, you know what I'm saying? So I want to be excited. I want to be excited when I go to games. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if no one cares about the love of the game, why are people moaning about the style of play when we're winning games?
Yeah,
look, if no one cares about the love of the game.
Hey, I just want to win. I don't care how we play. I just want to win games, man, and win trophies. So that's where I'm at, man. I'll give my prediction before Positive Dan comes in. I think Arsenal win this 2-1. I'm with D, exactly the same team. Marino will play up top, and I think he will put Mosquera in. I don't think it'll be Nkapia and Calafiori, because I just feel both of them. I was speaking to James, big up to him last night on here. I just think they're both going to roam too much, if I'm honest. I think they're both a little bit lack discipline in terms of positionally. Not that either of them have been bad, because I think they've been good. And I think Lewis-Skelly might be, because of our limited options, might be used from the bench as an option. So I feel like that could be why we go with Calafiori left back if he's fit. And then, of course, Mosquera. And then I think Nkapia and Lewis-Skelly could be utilised if they need be. What are you saying, Positive Dan?
Before I thought Gyökeres, I thought everyone was going to be back, it seemed like, innit? But now suddenly it's like no one's back and Gabriel's out and Gyökeres is out. I think the Gyökeres is a massive miss. Like Dee said, when I see Marino in the lineup, it just, especially in these big games, I was saying 3-0 before, but now I feel like we might concede. I'm gonna go 2-1 Arsenal. I still think we win the game. I'm gonna go for 2-1. Just want to touch on that and I think he'll play Mosquera as well. And yeah, I agree with that. Just want to touch on what I said before as well. I would take top 5 and any trophy, obviously, over second. But I feel like we need to be in the Champions League, and that's the trophy that we all want more than anything.
Okay.
So it's not and also, do you know what it is? Yeah, like I would know this team, no matter what. If we were to finish 8th, something would have just went wrong. It would obviously be a blip. So I would know that this team could still probably challenge for the title next year. So maybe I would take the trophies. But what I'm trying to say is I wouldn't swap teams with like a team or with Bournemouth or Manchester United. Let's use Manchester United. I wouldn't swap teams with them. I know we're getting confusing now, but swap teams with them and finish 8th and win a double. If you guarantee me, swap teams with Man United, but you're gonna win a guaranteed FA Cup, Carabao Cup double, but you're gonna finish 8th, or keep this team and finish 2nd. I'd say keep this team, because I feel like if you were to finish 8th, realistically, your team would not be that good. So it's hard to say this team finishing 8th. You would still, if for some reason we did finish 8th, we'd still probably be one of the favourites next year, just because of the players that we've got. And I think if we finish 8th and won a double, I would actually probably want Arteta to go more than I would if we finished 1 point off the top, because I'd be like, what happened? Like, you've gone from going for titles and now you've dropped down to 8th. All right, you've won 2 trophies, but I don't know, man. It's that Premier League and Champions League. I've seen all the other trophies. I've not seen the Premier League since I was 14. I remember I went to my first FA Cup final 2017. We beat Chelsea, but they had won the league. It was a good day out. But I don't know, man. Like, Lee can say what he wants. The FA Cup is not what it was. It used to be my favourite cup as a kid when I didn't know the orders. I loved watching the FA Cup. It's not the same now, though, is it? Let's be real and honest. It's not the same.
No, I agree. I agree. The Carabao Cup and the League Cup the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup isn't what it used to be. I mean, it is to me sentimentally, but in terms of the Champions League and the other competitions, the money that's involved in getting into the Champions League and top 4, that's why it's taking it off. You know, because Lee was asking earlier, why? But that is the reasons why. That's just the harsh reality of it. But look, I'm taking trophies all day long, man. But look, I think we will win. I'm confident and quietly confident that we will. Tottenham have got injury problems as well. I think they might have Kudus back and Bergvall back, but they have also got some problems as well. So I think Arsenal should be beating Spurs at the Emirates. I think we always should be, but certainly that squad is still strong enough, man. So we have got some players coming back. We might get a couple of surprises, people. Maybe Madueke, maybe even Jesus, who was in training today. I don't know about that one, but, you know, he's in training. So we might get some surprises as well. We know Havertz, Gabriel, and Gyökeres are huge doubts and probably going to be out. But let's see how we go. The good thing is that they will be back for a very big period of what was going to be a mad back into the season. So we have got these players coming back, and who knows? Andrea Berta might be working some magic in January if we need it. So let's see what happens there as well. Big up to Christian, man. How can people follow you, bro?
Yeah, big up, Dan. Thank you for having me as always. Big up to the chat.
Come on, bro.
Positive Dan fam and D. Yeah, Christian Tire Sports, all platforms, active.
Very active. Make sure you're following Christian Tire Sports, people. Literally every day we're seeing stuff from Christian. So big up to you, bro. Positive Dan, likewise. How can people follow you, bruv?
Gooners Therapy, Gooners with a Z. Got a new show coming out tomorrow called Take the L at 8 p.m. So tune in if you can. Trying to get to 1K subs. I think we're about 30 off. So if you can show some love and sub, we'd really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, let's do that now, people. We've got 1.2K in here. Make sure you go Gooners Therapy and get them to 1K, please. Let's do that now. D, likewise, what you got coming up, bro?
Yeah, fam's on TV, man. It's the same old. Just come over and just check it out, and just videos and streams like always, man. Big up Christian, big up Dan, big up you as well, Potts as well. Big up Northside and Tanner as well. Without them, it wouldn't be a back and forth. You know what I'm saying? So big up those guys. Big up those guys as well. You know what
I have to say, I liked what Northside said. I liked what he said when he said straight up, because not a lot of people always say. Even Lee, he said the League Cup would give him another few years. I'd rather them say I'd rather them say I'd be behind him than I'd give him another few years. But fair enough, is what it is. But
the thing is as well, I think as well, we've got to stop thinking it's us against them. Like if somebody doesn't like Arteta, then they're allowed to not like Arteta.
Yeah,
you know
but if Arteta wins the Premier League or the Champions League, how?
He hasn't done it.
I know.
Yet,
some people do. There are people in my lives, and I don't know. They're probably just trolling. I'm new to this, innit? So maybe I'm falling for it. But they're saying even if he won the Premier League and the Champions League, they'd still want him out.
Yeah, they won't. And
the thing is, I actually know someone as well. I actually know someone personally. He's a massive Arsenal fan, and he also said the same thing.
They won't, bro. They'll forget, bro. Trust me. When Wenger came in, no one wanted Wenger. Wenger was it was all fun and games, it was all jokes. And then Wenger's become one of the greatest managers we've ever seen. So trust me, people forget fast, but you got to prove them right. And you got to prove people wrong, and that's how it is in the world. You got to,
of course.
If he wins, I don't care what anyone says.
No one's gonna care. No one. You got the whole point of it is to prove people. It's to prove that's the whole point of what we're doing, isn't it? What we're doing is to give opinions, and then hopefully you get proven right, and hopefully someone else gets proven wrong, and that's just how it is, isn't it? So If we want,
Yeah.
Arteta has to prove all the doubters, isn't it? That's just how it goes in life, and you got to prove everyone's doubting everyone.
Yeah, like, let's be real. There's a lot of people that can criticize even if we're being successful because you can always get better. But if you're saying I don't want this guy, even if he wins a treble or a quadruple, I don't really get why you're watching. If I'm honest, I don't think you obviously
even with
enjoy watching
Saka,
Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? So
people doubt Saka all the time. Like people doubt him all the time, and it's like, you know what, Saka, it's down to you to prove everyone, shut everyone up, bro.
Yeah. I think Arteta will as well, man.
Yeah,
I think this season. I think we will.
I think the reason I'm thinking
I think he needs to. I think it's more of a need than a want now.
In terms of context, like people say, how we've been here before, bottling 22, 23. No one expects us to win the league. We overperformed.
Youngest team in the
against
league.
the City team that were better than us. Last season with injuries, Liverpool were better than us. This season, the squad, the players we got, there is no. I know we keep saying there's no excuse. That's why even with the injuries we've got now, I'm still going in North London derby. If we were playing Chelsea away tomorrow instead of Spurs, I would still say we're going to win. If we were playing at Old Trafford, if we were playing at even City away, Anfield with the form they're in, even with this team right now with these injuries, I wouldn't say there's a team in the league we still can't beat. That's where I'm getting my confidence from. I'm getting people say it's only been 11. It hasn't been 11 games. This team has been building. They've been playing together. They've been building chemistry. We've been recruiting. Yeah, even Andrea Berta we brought in. Some of these players we've improved. Like it hasn't just been 11 games. This has been 4, 5, 6 years now of improvement, of building the squad, of getting better as individuals, of growing. And now I fully. This is why I'm sticking my chest out. This is why I'm saying this. I believe this is our time now. If we get to the end of the season and it's not, I will say I was wrong, and I will be very.
But you know what? I agree with you. But I think
it feels like this is now our time.
But I think like what happened with Scotland yesterday, for example, I'm sure there's loads of Scottish fans that were, I don't know, managerial or didn't want this player playing, didn't want that player playing. But when you prove everyone wrong, everyone comes together. That's what happens, and that's what Arteta has to do. He's already created a unity and a unified team, 100%. But he needs to now bring everyone. It's not his fault, but it's time to actually just prove everything and do it. And now we can all start talking about individual things and other people's accolades. We don't have to worry about our team so much. It's time for him to.
And if we win it the year, what will have to happen is the doubters, including myself, who've not been convinced at times. Obviously, Northside, Lee, we know who they all are. They'll have to do what guys like yourselves have had to do, and that's take the L to go. I don't care that I was wrong. We're now one. 100%. And let's see how people do that. Let's see if people can handle that, because you guys have had to hack it for 5 years now, where you've been wrong each year, or maybe next year, or maybe next 100%. Year. And let's see how it is on the other. I think we'll win something this year. I think we're too good. The squad's too good not to, man. Like, the squad's too good not to win something. I hope it's the league. I hope it's the Champions League. If it's not, I'll take one of the domestics. Some people won't. They will sack him. I'll just want a domestic. I just want a bloody trophy, man. That's too long.
No, I agree with you, Dan. I think you're spot on, man. I think it's the. I think everyone kind of understands.
Well, the first one's coming anyway. The Carabao Cup. The first one's coming in March.
I want that, bro. I want that Carabao Cup. And then I want to win again in May. Whatever it is, the league or the Champions League or the FA, whatever it be. I want trophies, man. But look, we're going to finish there. We're going to send you over to Lee, who's watching Arsenal Women's at the moment against Real Madrid. So go show some love. Make sure you followed every single one here. And make sure you subscribe to Gooners Therapy, man. They're 30 off for 1K. Come on, show some love. Dan's been great on it. So make sure you go and do that. You'll easily hit 1K soon, man, with the community at 12, man. They'll come and support you. So make sure you go do that now. Just 30 people to hit subscribe on Gooners Therapy, and he hits 1K, man. Come on, that's the first target for everyone. So big up. Make sure you're showing some love.
Appreciate that, Dan. Thanks a lot, mate.
Nah, come on, bro. Always, man. You've been great for us the last few weeks.
Maybe I should go over and subscribe, innit?
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Go and get the subscribers. And and we'll send you over to Lee. Go show some love. We'll see you next time. We're out.